Please welcome our VC for his address.
Thank you so much, Vivia. I thought I was running late, so I'm glad to see that I was early, I'm told, because I hate being late for things. So first of all, Bula everybody, and warm greetings. I'm really happy to be here today. And when Vivia asked me a few weeks ago if I'd come and say a few words, I said I'd be delighted to. More importantly, it's not just the faculty questions. I'm happy to take questions from anybody in the faculty, because if I'm here, and if I can answer any questions or any concerns people have, I'd be more than happy to take any questions. I've just today recorded my video blog for tomorrow. This is just cheap advertising. So tomorrow you'll be able to hear what I've said, what myself and what the team have done during the month of February. And I can say that things are really moving at a very fast pace since I've been here. But of course, it's also on a daily basis I discover new things which I really shouldn't discover. And then it's like you pick up a rock and you see something really nasty is going to come, so you just put it down, because you say, if we opened every front, we'll never get anything done, and the organization will come to a standstill. There are so many things that need fixing in this university, and I can't do that without your support. And really, I think the next few weeks and months are going to be really important as we make this a truly world-class university, which I believe it can become. Which takes me to the first point I wanted to make, and as I walked in, I heard Vivia say something about how important the 26th of March is, because that's when, after SMT has been through a revision of the current strategic plan, we really want everybody's input so that we can then get whatever you have to say to what we come up with, and we fix it, we get a plan that we can all live with. On that, you probably heard me, first of all, I wanted to thank everybody, or those of you who were at my official welcome to the university. I know many of you were probably teaching at that time. It was such a fantastic event for both myself and my wife that, on that particular day, I did release what I thought was, a starter for 9, if I can call that, which was about the new vision, mission, and values of the institution. Because when I went everywhere and I asked people, what are the mission, vision, and values of the university? People looked at me with a dazed set of eyes, sort of thinking, are you stupid? Like, why are you asking me this? Right? Why would I know what the mission, vision, and values are? But I want every single person in our university to know where we are going, why we're here, what we're doing. And so that revision of the strategic plan is something that I'm really, really keen. I want you all to be part of that discussion, because if you're not, that means that, I don't have the support of you in taking this university where it truly deserves to be. I think the second point I wanted to raise, and it's kind of related to the strategic plan, is really our voice survey report, which I released to all staff last month or earlier in the month. And that really told us some things about the temperature of the university, that I think it's about 30% of our staff actually participated in the survey, tells me that we have a problem. And it tells me that the problem, first of all, is that probably a lot of you don't trust that the survey was actually genuine. You probably thought that somebody somewhere in the back room was going to manipulate it, because that's the rumors I've heard. But let me assure you that these voice surveys are done by a company in Melbourne. They can't be manipulated. So you saw the warts and all of what came out, which is why it probably wasn't released, because people didn't want you to know what you'd said, which was that you wanted better communication, you wanted ethical leadership, you wanted transparency, and you wanted accountability. So one thing that I have tried to do since I've taken over is to the best of my efforts to deliver on that, to try and say, look, these are things that are absolutely central. And there are a few other things that have been happening in the last week which make me say a couple of other things. You know, there is zero tolerance for people not being treated equally in this organization. There's zero tolerance for sexual harassment. There's zero tolerance for fraud. And there's zero tolerance for corruption. So I've just come back from Samoa yesterday, where I addressed the staff there and made that clear to them, because there were significant issues around the fact that we're losing so much money at our regional campus. And so, you know, I had to make clear that these things won't be tolerated in our organization. So I really think that, you know, I want you to be able to, I want everybody in the university to feel comfortable that they can get up and speak at things that our colleagues and myself, even the Vice Chancellor, is not exonerated. If you think that I'm doing something wrong, you should be able to get up and say, without any fear or recrimination, that, you know, there might be another way of thinking about this issue, or there's something else you should think about. So I just want, if we can't do that kind of work in a university, where the hell are we going to do it? Universities are, at the end, at the bottom line, are about being able to foster a culture of critical dissent. I might regret to say this, but, you know, you don't have to always be critical of me, but, you know, there is, I want you to have that opportunity to say whatever you want to. So I do want to have an open, accountable, transparent style of leadership, which is what I said at that welcome. And I hope that with your support, we can really change the culture of this university. And as you know, I've already started that process by making sure that you have SMT decisions communicated to you. My team and I, maybe as part of my team, we are not a star chamber. We don't sit there with secret, you know, agendas and we sort of say, yeah, this week we'll take care of this section in the university. They're all a bunch of... We actually sit down and we genuinely try to work for what we're trying to do in the university. And it is a genuine team effort. And, you know, people do work hard in those meetings. You'll be pleased to know one of the first things that we did is we said, and I'm really proud of this because today your faculty has done that cleanup campaign. You're the first in the university to do it, so give yourselves a... So one of the first things we decided is that at any meetings that we organize at the university, we will not have bottled plastic water anymore. That, you know, we have to lead the way. If we're going to talk about being a green campus, we've gone to jugs and glasses. And actually, I haven't heard a single complaint yet. I was asked, like, you know, will we just completely ban this plastic off the campus? And I said, until I'm sure that my students can have good, high quality water accessible to them, I can't really say that, no, you can't bring a bottle of water with you. So, you know, and we do have a bar where students can buy, amongst other things, water. But we are going to move slowly to making this a greener campus, but we have to begin at SMT and begin with the rest of us. I also want to say how pleased I am about the kind of wonderful work that this faculty has started to do in terms of our regional campuses and the things that you've been doing in Vanuatu, in Tonga. I know that Bibia really wanted me to be there earlier in the month when he went to Vanuatu, and I'm even more pleased that he came back with even more scholarships, which is precisely what we want. And on that scholarships front, I began a discussion with our industry partners, because it's my view that we have to double, at least double, if not, you know, triple the number of PhD students in the university. And you as scientists will know that you can't do research without PhD students. And so we are going to start something called the industrial PhD, where, you know, we are looking for partners in industry who will fund scholarship, and the successful candidates will spend half the time in industry and half the time with us. And Vodafone has already agreed to fund scholarships for us. So I was really, really pleased when the CEO of Vodafone said, he said, Vice Chancellor, nobody at your university has ever asked us to fund a PhD scholarship. So, we're absolutely delighted, and if they can come and spend half of their time with us, we have lots of projects that they should be doing with us. So I think, Vivia and myself will be knocking on lots of industry doors and saying, and Derek, saying, look, we want you to fund our students. PhD students are the engine room of research. If we don't have good PhDs, we will not be able to do the kind of research that we need to do. And I'm looking to this faculty to take the absolute lead in showing the rest of the university how world-class research is done. And my commitment is that we've got to give you more PhD students. We've probably got to bring some postdocs into the system so that we can really start pushing, the research agenda as I see it. And of course, I don't want to steal Vivia's thunder, because he's going to talk to you a lot about things like Smart City Challenge, Robocon, etc. So I won't say much about that, but just to say that, I'm always looking at every faculty, seeing what they're doing, and I'm always pleased to see the work that our colleagues are doing. With that, it's not my style to speak very long. I just want to say, I really wish you the best for the year. I hope that, this becomes the beginning of a journey that we're on together, and that we really do some wonderful things. I know we've got some fantastic staff in this faculty, and our job is to make sure that, we walk together, and from walking we start running very quickly, because there's a lot to do here, and for me, it's a real partnership with our staff that are, if there are staff in our faculty who, it happens in every university, not everybody is always performing at the right level. It's also incumbent on us to take our colleagues with us. We can't just always think of ourselves. If I'm thinking about a teamwork, I want my staff to think about teamwork and say, so-and-so, you've had a bad couple of years. You haven't been able to publish any papers. How are we going to help you? How are you going to become part of this research group? So I think we need to start really thinking collectively and thinking imaginatively. So I think the last point that I probably want to make is, the job I came from, was all about research and innovation, and to me, research and international cooperation and international authors. I'm about to tell Derek that we need some KPIs where we measure the number of papers that we have with international authors, because that will be, if we develop that as a KPI in the organization, you will see that our citations will get better and better. And also, I want to see more international collaboration, because science cannot be done in one country, it cannot be done in one university, it's done globally. And I want to make sure that you have the opportunity, and that when we bring in good students, they have the opportunity to work at the best laboratories in the world. That's always been the way I've worked, and always been the way I've encouraged scientists that I've worked with to develop those skills and to really nurture those people coming through. So thank you very much. I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'm more than happy to take any questions that anybody has before we move into serious faculty business. And I must say that I'm always humbled when I am garlanded. I'm almost getting to the point where I have to say, maybe, please don't garland me, because I know this is culturally appropriate, but I feel very humbled. And so thank you very much for what you did.